Oh, you know what the name of this should be? I'm too over, I can't retire. And then can you get the clip of me saying that?
Yep, I'm gonna.
Oh, that'd be perfect, bro.
Hey, he's gonna name this thing.
That's fucking good. Can you do that?
Sorry, man. What's up, town? Sorry.
It's an emotional day. The guys don't know it yet, but I'm going to announce my retirement from in-ring action on TV tonight.
Sorry, guys.
So I'm a little bit nervous in terms of their reactions. I feel like maybe I'm blindsiding them a little bit.
Shaking, guys. I don't get this nervous, but we decided that after Genesis in January that I'm going to be retiring from in-ring action.
It really hit. I told him this in the ring, like as he was telling people, telling us, telling the world. I was getting chills as he was doing it. I was getting emotional because it's a very real thing. I mean, I might get, I don't know why I'm getting emotional now. Guy, he's one of my best friends.
A lot of time being ungrateful in this business, but right now, I'm telling you that I'm very grateful for my last couple of years here in TNA. This is the best locker room I've ever been in. I truly mean that from the bottom of my heart.
I almost broke down out there. Yeah. Fuck. It's emotional. I got emotional in the ring.
It's hard to get the words out. I'm just glad my boys are in the ring with me, It's an emotional night.
I first met JDC as Johnny Curtis almost 20 years ago in a small town in Georgia called McDonough, where I was under a developmental contract with WWE. Upon meeting him, I obviously didn't know a thing about him, but I was very impressed with him right away just because all of us in that class were being paid to be there by the WWE to learn our craft. He moved down there from Maine on his own dime to kind of bet on himself, and he paid to participate in our training classes.
I've known Dango since I was 14. He was probably like 17.
This never caught on.
Sorry.
Oh man, if we're being real, we're being real.
I really thought this was gonna catch fire. This is my retirement plan.
Can you shut up and take a picture? And ugly ass fingers, stop. His humor is great. Sometimes a little too dry for my liking. Don't do those ugly ass fingers, stop.
He's going to be irreplaceable in the locker room, and I think anybody pull a random guy out of there right now and ask him, he's just so freaking funny. It's tough to replace a personality like that, that's for sure.
I can't retire, I'm too over.
I'm very happy for him, for the man that he is, that he's become. He's done a lot of work on himself, and we're all very proud of who he is. And he's one of the best dudes you'll ever know.
I really feel like I should have been a bigger star in this business. What do you think?
I agree. I saw a video of your 21st birthday. You were wrestling Alex Shelley, and you haven't aged a day.
Thank you.
You are the fountain of youth.
Thank you, bro.
Now that it's official, it's all very real, and now the countdown's on.
They're doing a documentary on me.
Oh yeah, dude! I can't believe you're retiring. Please don't.
No, it's about fentanyl in the USA.
I'm not a greedy guy, and I feel like some guys can get greedy with the business. I've watched some of my matches over the last year, and I don't move like I used to, and I don't want to be remembered for my work. I've lost a couple steps.
Are you going to retire and play in the NFL? You should retire and play in the NFL like most. Do a reverse moves.
just got married a couple months ago, so it's really not just me making the decision anymore. It's my wife and I. So ultimately, at the end of the day, there needs to be a life after wrestling. And what does that life look like? Am I able to play catch or play with my kids? That's the most important thing for me. So that's what I think about.
Or you shoot the head, and I'll keep running, boom, 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 leapfrog.
Me and JDC, we met when he was Johnny Curtis on the independent scene in New England at a company called EWA. It was the first time I met him. And it's funny because you never know, you don't know who you're going to click with necessarily, especially at that time. I mean, it would have been 2002, I believe, when we first met. And I'm a young guy, he was a young guy. And we were obviously a little bit timid. You don't know, still new to the business. We both were, and you never know who you're going to click with, who you're going to get along with, who's going to be somebody that you're going to be friends with 20 years from then. You know what I mean? But there was something, I remember we were in the back, and he made a comment, which I can't say on camera. He made a comment, as Johnny Curtis, JDC would, that was hilarious, and I was like, this is a good one. This is somebody that I'm going to be friends with. I mean, he's friends with everybody, and that's the type of guy that JDC is. He gets along with anybody. I don't think you're gonna find anybody that will say a bad word about him, because he is very genuine. When he asks how you're doing, he really wants to know, and I could sense that from the very beginning when I first met him. And from that point on, we started doing tags together. We were Team Tap Out. And then he went his way, towards WWE and developmental, and I did my thing. I went off and did Japan and ROH and stuff like that. So our paths went in two very different directions.
Eddie knew who he was at a young age, a lot of confidence in his ability. Went on, I went to developmental, he went to Japan, and just tore the world up.
He ends up coming to TNA, and I'm here in TNA, and no surprise to either one of us, we pick up right where we left off. And now we got Myers here, and Moose, and Alicia, my wife, of course, who he's known her since she was probably 14 years old. You know what I mean? Like, maybe we say it a little bit too much or may get annoying. That's why the system is a family. It's not just a promo in the ring. It's not just like a cool catchphrase or whatever it is. Like, no, we have seen each other grow up in this business. Voted on by the TNA fans, the system is the faction of the year. But there is one little problem with this. See, instead of faction, this should say family.
Brian, what is this for? I'm sorry.
It's part of the promo.
Go.
I'm sorry. When I do interviews and I talk about the system, I just try to convey that it's very real. I think when we all came out for the first time, people were like, why are these guys all just in this group? And I think if you work here for sure, you know that like the system was living in this company long before it was on our television program, because we all are inseparable. We're all friends. We all deeply care about each other. We spend time outside the ring with each other nonstop. And I think that's also obviously why it's worked so well, obviously because it's so natural. And when I found out that, that Dango was going to be on board, obviously we were even just more thrilled, for everything that he brings to that, the fun, how great he is in the ring, how reliable he is, and what a great worker he is.
The system means a lot of things to me, personally and professionally. I think this is a time in my career that I've never felt more confident, and I honestly feel like it's from the system, and that's all the boys included. Not only am I friends with them, but they believe in me and they push me, and I wouldn't even be able to say that I was a tag team champ here at TNA without the system, and I'm truly grateful, and honestly, it's something that I'll cherish forever.
It's family, man. And I know that sounds super cliche and just kind of cheesy, but they're a family to me. They were at my wedding, friends with their families. They're friends with my wife, my family. It's just such a unique bond in this business because it's hard to share what we have with other people, being on the road together, traveling up and down the roads, killing our bodies in the ring. It's a bond you create with your peers that just can't be replicated with anybody else. That's the one thing that kind of scares me, is if I could completely leave this business, is those bonds. You don't want to lose them. Maybe I'll just be like a catering guy for TNA or something.
I feel like he's the life of TNA. Like he's the guy that keeps the company, the locker room morale up.
I don't want no sugar corn, bro. I want that sugar corn, man. I'm fucking, look at my abs, dude. Look at pull your shirt up. Get that, then look at this. No sugar corn, bro.
That's gonna be a huge hit with him hanging it up, because Dango is one of those guys that, like, you might have a shitty day, and as soon as you come to work, he's so funny and he's trying to pop the boys and he's trying to get a reaction, a positive reaction from the boys doing something silly.
He kind of is the middle person. Like he knows when we're off a little bit, when he kind of needs to bring everyone in. So I really think he's the glue to the system.
I try to tell people in all these interviews, like, I know that in wrestling you don't always get to do what you want to do, right? I don't want to take any day that I'm in the system for granted. I know that I'm living in like almost like a fairy tale, that I get to go to work, this company that I love, with people that I love, and do what I want. It's like, it's almost like a dream. So I just want to be present in mind and knowing that this is really a privilege to be part of the system right now.
Like, this is a special type of friendship that when you get something like this, you hold on to it. You do not let it go, because you never know if you're going to find something like this again.
It sucks because if you're gonna be a musician, an actor, a pro wrestler, you need to go all in. And when you're just starting out, or you're in the prime of your career, you don't think about when it's gonna be over. You're so involved in your career, and you're in that bubble, tunnel vision. My journey to WWE wasn't easy. I was doing construction up in Maine in 2006, and I knew, looking around at my coworkers, that this could be my life. Drinking, going to work, drinking, going to work, drinking, going to work. So I knew at that younger age that if I was going to make a go at wrestling, I had to do it now. So I packed up my car, moved down to McDonough, Georgia, slept in my car, trained with Bill DeMont, Deep South Wrestling, and just grace of God, got a contract, 2006. I was there for 15 years. I mean, I wouldn't change the way I got signed or my journey to WWE in any way.
You know, everyone's goals are different, but I would like to think when you're a young, aspiring pro wrestler with no name value or anything, WWE is probably the be-all, end-all, #1 goal for you, right? So especially back then when, Kurt and I were coming up, like that was it. It was pretty much the only game in town. That's all we were striving for.
I mean, he debuted at WrestleMania. That just does not happen. Somebody up there saw something in him. And he debuted against Chris Jericho, who, for my money, is a Mount Rushmore guy.
When I see Dango wrestling Chris Jericho at WrestleMania, it was like a flashback to those indies that we're doing. It was like, it rewound me back to that time where, this is the moment that he was fighting for his whole career. This is why he was giving his all, busting his ass on the indies and in developmental to get this opportunity. And to watch him go out there and deliver the way he did, it gives me chills now.
Good shit, Myers.
Is he doing the old Dennis Stamp routine on the...
You never know when your last match is gonna be.
Did you tell Dreamer you'd rather not breathe than be in the main event?
Rather eat my own shit.
I was there for the whole thing pretty much, because I was part of the WWE roster then, and it just took off like wildfire. Like, obviously we know anything in wrestling, especially in WWE at that time, that had like an entertainment aspect to it, like, was gonna get a real spotlight. And he really got that spot. I mean, I remember I came back from my knee surgery, And, we're during the day where you're normally doing nothing, shooting the shit, drinking coffee in the stands. And I saw the contraption that they would raise for him, above this thing. I'm like, whoa, that is like some top guy stuff that they did that for him. And I led all the way to WrestleMania. It was definitely like a nerve-wracking week, and I was there with him, through the whole thing. And just ultimately, I'm proud of him to see how far he had come, from literally a broke kid from Maine with a dream, and then there he is at WrestleMania beating Chris Jericho. Like, that's the stuff dreams are made out of.
With the good comes the bad. When you start to get a little bit of success, people start to notice, and it's a hard thing to do if you're not a stable person. It was a tough juggling act of trying to take a really great opportunity that Vince McMahon gave me and still going out, partying, 3 or 4 times a week, and staying in shape and staying mentally in the game. See, I did not deal with pressure well at all.
After a lot of years of kind of getting by with, like we knew, and I think to the outside, maybe the office person or a colleague that wasn't that close to him, he was getting by, doing his thing, and his performances really didn't lack. But obviously, if he had a straight head, who knows how successful he could have been.
There was a thread of the meanest pro wrestler you've ever met. It was like Triple H, Goldberg, fucking Shamrock. One time Fandango got mad at me because I couldn't get him cocaine.
Really good stuff.
This is the stuff we're all here for. This is the stuff we're all here for. You want the real life story of Dango?
I just told this guy I want this piece to be about my recovery too. And he's probably thinking, what a piece of shit.
In retrospect, looking back over the years, there's so many times where whoever's in control upstairs is like, hey, it's time to get your shit together, man. And your ego is it's such a dangerous thing, the ego, because we always tend to think we've got everything under control. It's very delusional. So I mean, there's times where I started missing shows in WWE because I was out partying all night. And, I should have checked into treatment then. But it was January of 2019. I was actually supposed to fly back to TV. I've been out of the ring for about a year with the labrum surgeries. And I had a ticket to go to Oklahoma City for Raw on Sunday, and I decided to go down to Tampa and party on like a Wednesday or Thursday. Like I just talked about self-sabotaging. I didn't want to go back to TV and fail, or maybe I thought I would, so I decided to party for 3 or 4 days straight, and then almost died in a hotel room, and made a call to Mark Carrano in WWE and said I was ready. And that was like the best night's sleep I ever had that night. I went into treatment for 60 days, and it was the best 60 days of my life. Best decision I ever made, besides marrying my wife.
You never know exactly what's going on in somebody's mind. Even as good, if you're great friends, they share what they want to share, and you don't quite know what is going on. But to see him come out the other side is amazing. To go to his wedding and to see the support that he has around him with his wife Emily and his family, to see that he has that now, and to see him being in such a great place mentally, physically, whatever it is, it's a story of success. That is what he is, and you can look at it no other way.
I wish I had the mindset of who I am and being comfortable with who I am now, and go back in time 13 years ago, and could do it all over again, because I was still actively partying, not a stable person at all. I put having a good time before work consistently. Didn't really know the opportunity that I had at the time. Definitely took it for granted. So with that being said, am I bitter or regretful? No. because my story, my journey has made me into who I am today.
The fact that he's so open about it is just another example of the type of guy that he is. You know, he's somebody that is willing to put his story out there to help somebody else. He's always looking to help somebody else. If his story will make it easier for somebody else, he'll do it. And I think that really speaks to the type of man that he is.
He was like, you know, Johnny Curtis, the party boy, like everyone's fun friend, and he's been able to kind of still be that guy and be, you know, light up a room whenever he's in it, and it's awesome to see him wherever you are, but he's doing it sober, which is just incredible. And I think ultimately that's great. Like, he didn't like lose himself, he just lost, you know, the toxicity that was going on around him.
Bro, this is my 8th promo today.
Dango.
I don't ever want to be a top guy, for real.
I don't even care. Hey, you can't handle this top guy stuff.
I hate it, bro.
Beyond.
You know, I learned that I'm not who I thought I was. When you're an addict, man, I wasn't a big fan of myself, so I didn't think anybody else liked me. You know, like when you're torturing yourself or partying like that, you're not a big fan of yourself. And I didn't like myself, and when you don't like yourself, you just assume other people don't like you. And when you really get your shit together and really start to like who you are and appreciate who you are, you start to like people again, you know? And you're generally excited to see the guys and girls at the venue, which is really cool, because when you're present, you're clear-minded, you can actually have a real conversation with someone, which is nice, man, because it's tough going through life without having any real connections, you know? That's the one thing I am scared about, is leaving this, you know, leaving the ring and retiring. Is I don't want to completely sever being around this group of people, you know what I'm saying? Because it's good for your soul, be around such a great crew. And I keep saying that, I know it sounds super cliche, but it's one of the best crews I've ever been around.
Who's it gonna be?
Here we go.
Yes!
Ladies and gentlemen, the challenger from Tampa, Florida, Dirty Dango!
Oh, let's get dirty, baby! Dango's in the house!
It's just like any business. Friends recommend you. So Brian Myers, who is one of my best friends in the business, I think a year or two after I left WWE, we were on a show together. He's like, hey man, why don't you come in and be a surprise to wrestle me at Bound for Glory in Albany. I think it was like 2022 or something like that. And I came in, did the show, and great match, great crowd. You know, 75% of the people in the locker room I've known or worked with. It's not like I didn't know everybody. And then management at the time offered me a contract, and it's been 3 years, roughly 3 years, and I've been here since, and seen the company grow so much in those 3 years. It's just really cool to see.
What's up, guys? Come on. Want to carry those bags? Want me to carry those bags?
It's kind of surreal, how fitting that the only title shot I've had is on my way out. So maybe it's just a way for TNA to get me to stay a little bit longer, but who knows? You know, I have a lot of respect for Frankie Kazarian. He came up in the New England area, worked, you know, trained with Killer Kowalski a few years before myself and my class came up.
You know, Dango's one of these guys that did things the right way. You know, you talk about paying your dues and coming up, and you know, everybody, especially nowadays, wants that instant gratification, but that's really not how most things work. Pro wrestling being, you know, a great example of that. Just paying your dues, start learning the craft, learning how to set up rings, setting up rings, working shows, working security, just doing all of that, the grunt work, the stuff that really makes you appreciate what we do. He came up doing that, learning his craft, eventually, you know, making a name for himself. getting hired, creating a character that was pretty unforgettable still to this day. So, you know, the respect is there for me.
Main event for this old cowboy.
Yeah, baby.
Old gunslinger. You got one left in you, kid? Old gunslinger.
Rib is, I'm taking bookings in February, bro. For real.
You're still gonna be doing outlaw shows.
Bravo, can they put I'm accepting bookings graphic up for me?
I hope he feels confident. There has been an unspoken thing that many people think that they've never contributed to the business, as in, like, we always say wrestling's gonna be there without you, but I honestly feel like he needs to step away and understand that he made a huge impact.
Yo, don't get me laughing, bro. Fucking title match.
I do see a little change. I think he's realizing it each and every loop that we come to. I do think that he might stick around, but more on the behind the scenes, as in being able to pass down that knowledge and experience to the newer generation.
Nobody ever leaves the wrestling business. I know that. I mean, it makes for a great storyline, but when you step away from this business or retire from in-ring action, it doesn't mean you're not a wrestler anymore. I'm always going to be a wrestler. I got 27 years into this thing. I mean, whatever I can give back, whatever that is, I don't know.
We're told that wrestling does to your body, and for him to do it as long as he has. Just look at his finisher move, a leg drop from the top rope. I'm telling you guys personally, I know he has hip problems because we hear about it all the time after a show.
I feel like it would be insulting to this business if I just left and didn't try to give back in any capacity. I feel like it's my duty to this business to help out in any way I can before I completely leave.
TNA giving him the opportunity to have a main event PLE and have that chance to try to capture gold on the way out. That's an amazing thing from TNA, and I hope I know he soaked it all in, and I hope it was a memorable day for him and his wrestling career, because I know it was for us and Eddie and the system, the whole system as a whole.
I used to be a greedy person, I'm not anymore, and I feel like everybody has a piece of the wrestling business pie. Some people's pieces are bigger than others. I was never a top guy. Could I stick around for another 3 to 5 years? Probably, but I feel like where I'm at with the group I'm at, I think it's romantic to kind of end it on a full circle note.
As this run is coming to an end, it's funny because, you know, there's moments where you don't even think about it, you don't think about it. You're just in the back hanging out, bullshitting like we usually do. But then every once in a while, I'll do something like this, or I'll talk to somebody else about the match coming up, and it's like, oh shit, yeah, this is happening.
2 mics.
Dango, go!
So I think it's very important, you know, as you get older and the longer you wrestle, I've realized that it's important for me to take time and sit back and realize, like, these are some of the most special times of my career and my life. And the stuff with the system has been that. So as this clock is running out, as the hourglass is emptying, it's like, we got to make sure we make this count. And we all have to go out there and deliver, but sometimes you forget about it and you just jump into where you were last time we saw each other and you start bullshitting and it's fine. But then, you know, it taps you on the shoulder like, oh yeah, this is all for him hang it up. So sometimes there's a rude awakening, like this is still really happening, and you know, sometimes we're just like we always were.
I mean, the Genesis is right around the corner, which means we're that much closer to the final dance. You know what I mean, man? I'll tell you this truly, I am honored to be the man that stopped you. Because I know how crazy you are. And I know the type of guy I am. That match is going to be something the fans will not want to miss.
I asked Eddie to be my final opponent. We come from the same place. We take a lot of pride, have a lot of respect for this business. And I want to be in the ring with someone that respects and takes pride as much as I do. And it's like two brothers going out there and just leaving everything in the ring. It's romantic, and there's nothing more romantic than starting your career with someone and then ending it with them.
Tonight, we're going to say goodbye to the in-ring career of one of my absolute favorite people I've ever had the honor to share a locker room with.
Dirty Dango, JDC, Fandango, Johnny Curtis's last match. 27 years in the wrestling business, and tonight's the last dance.
When I found out that I'll be wrestling JDC in his final match, truly humbled and honored, you know, for the history that we have and how long we've known each other. We've never had a singles match, which is surprising, whether it's indies or what. But for me to be the one that's been tapped to be in the spot, it's daunting. You know, this is his last professional wrestling match, and I got to go out there and deliver. It's my turn to go out there and deliver, because this is all about him. You know, I need to be the best opponent I can be, the best friend I can be for him in that moment.
I just want to say the fact that we got to spend these last years with you has been amazing, and I love you.
We did prepare a little something for you too.
As tight as I am with Kurt, and I would, trust me, I would, in a heartbeat, I would trade places with Eddie, and I'd love to be the one who had his final match. I do think it's most fitting that it is Eddie. They've known each other the longest. They're from the same area. I just think it's more of a storybook ending to the career that is JDC. So I'm happy for both of them that they get to do that. Slightly jealous, but happy for both of them.
They're gonna beat the shit out of each other. Anytime you're in there with Eddie Edwards, you gotta bring your A game out to lunch. I know that personally, trust me. And look at Dango can bring it.
It's been my whole fucking life, man. I don't need him. And it goes by so fucking quick, guys. And they throw around the family all the time, and I was in the family for 15 years, but I haven't talked to anybody in that family. This is my fucking family. It really is.
It's surprisingly very at ease and peaceful. That mood and mindset will definitely change in a few hours when I'm about to cut through that curtain to go wrestle Eddie Edwards, who's pound for pound probably one of the best pro wrestlers in the world. I consider very underrated. So at ease now, peaceful. Probably when I get in that ring, I'll be really upset because Eddie's hit me too hard.
When you wrestle a friend or somebody you call a brother, those matches usually work out perfect. It's like perfect chemistry. And the thing that sucks about it, because you usually hit your friends harder than you hit somebody you don't know. And that's the big secret in wrestling. And I know it's gonna be a hard-hitting match. It's gonna be a lot of emotion in that match. And just myself and Myers and Lish being out there to support both of them. It's gonna be a fun day. It's gonna be a celebration. It's gonna be sadness. You're gonna have all emotion in this match.
Hopefully I can stay on this team in some capacity, because I love all you guys so much, but I'm
so fucking proud of all you guys, man. You all earned this. Just make me proud going forward, man. I love you guys. Thanks for doing it.
This is it for him. I can't fuck it up. So I gotta go out there and I gotta deliver, and I'm gonna put myself at the mercy of JDC because I will do whatever he wants to end his career the way he wants to do. That's my job.
I'm too over to retire. I'm a little nervous because I know we're gonna kill each other in that ring. I love you like a brother, Eddie. I'm not gonna hold anything back out there. I don't expect you to too. And if you do, I'll be very upset.
For being here tonight, and thank you for tuning in to the Countdown to Genesis. Ladies and gentlemen.
What I'm really hoping for this match is that the crowd understands these are two guys that have been wrestling like a combined 50 years and have known each other for that amount of time. And it means a lot, you know, that somebody is really walking away from the business, something that he loves. You know, like I know whenever I stop doing this, I'm going to cry like a baby. You know, it's going to be tough to walk away from something that you've been doing for more than half your life. So I just really hope the crowd that night understands what they're seeing, and it's not just some match, that it means a whole hell of a lot more. It just means the end of an era, you know. It's sad. I know I'm gonna see Kurt, you know, in the places backstage and at conventions and things like that, but to think that I'm never gonna tie up with him again is kind of sad, you know. And he's kind of, and I'm proud of him for this. He's kind of one of the first guys of our generation to be like, that's it, you know, I'm walking away. And not many of us have come to that crossroads yet. But it's gonna, I mean, Father Time is undefeated, and we're all gonna get there at some point.
I want to be able to, when that bell rings, and we look at each other in that ring, I want us to both feel that this was the moment that we wanted, that we created some magic out there. We brought, you know, the fans on a journey, but the fact that we're able to do it after all these years, I just want to look at him, I just want to hug him and say, thank you for everything you've done. That's what I want.
From Boston, Massachusetts, weighing in at 230 pounds, wrestling in his final stance, JDC!
I've been pigeonholed and kind of typecast as a comedy guy, an undercard guy my whole life. If I can go out and tear the house down with my best friend and lead this business with some respect, I mean, there's nothing more that I want than that.
See the respect here between these two, and Curtis trying to surprise Edwards.
I was just happy with the crowd. They were really receptive and they gave me a really good send-off. They asked me how I feel. I go, I wish I asked Brian, the word Brian. When Eddie started chopping me, fuck. He started chopping my heart through my chest. For real. I'm like, damn, why did I ask Eddie to work Eddie? He chopped me probably 40 to 100 times.
Curtis takes flight one more time.
I felt a little sluggish out there. I was a little upset with myself, but I don't think I've ever been happy with a match after, so.
Kurt, he's one of a kind, and I think the fact that we're able to appreciate him now, and he's able to feel the love in the locker room when he comes to the back, and the love from the fans when he's out there, it's nice when one of the good guys gets to go out how he wants to go out and gets to feel appreciated and feel the love. You know, that love's not going to go anywhere. The friendship's going to continue with everybody. So I hope he's happy. I'm very honored that I was able to be in that spot with him.
Dango said to us, I'm not going to miss wrestling. I'm going to miss the wrestlers. And there is not a damn wrestler that has met this man in their entire career and hasn't enjoyed every solitary second that they have spent with him. The professional wrestling world is a better place because of what Johnny Curtis brought to it.
I know Dango has businesses and interests outside of wrestling. So I think he's already kind of started that transition. So it'll probably go a lot more smoothly for him than it does for me.
I don't know. I don't want to know. I've only ever been a pro wrestler. I was a shitty caddy in high school, and that was it. I've never had a real job on the books, besides wrestling. So I don't know what it's like, and I don't want to know.
I can't imagine. I don't know how that process works, and I don't want to find out until I'm ready to. I'm not equipped.
I'm probably the worst one to ask because I haven't really lived that civilian life yet. I mean, I went from playing pro football and I jumped right into professional wrestling, you know what I'm saying?
I actually think Kurt is doing some really successful things outside of wrestling, so hopefully this transition with him is pretty smooth.
This business has equipped him with the tools to deal with any obstacle that's going to come his way. And if anybody's going to have just as successful of a career outside of the business as they have inside, it's going to be Dango.
When you kind of venture out in the unknown, it's always scary, but everything that I've achieved that's been great in my life has been scary. Being a father, being a great husband, it's going to be scary, but the only way you're gonna do these things is just to do it. And I'm excited. I'm genuinely excited for what the future entails. I'll be taking indie bookings at dirtydango@gmail.com. Seminars, signings, matches. Just email me.